All right, all right. Let's get this party started. What's up, guys? AW here in order. This Sunday, this Sunday, um, the 16th, the 16th. Oh, is it 16th or 15th? No, yeah, it's the 16th. Okay. All right. Sunday the 16th, man. What's up? I hope you're all doing good. I'm doing fine. I'm actually doing really, really good. In case you're wondering. What's up? What's up, guys? Sun, you right? I hope you're all. I really do hope you're all good. Thank you for liking, subscribing. You know what? Please like and subscribe. I'm gonna pin this. Okay? I'm gonna pin this. For new and current subscribers. Alright. Alright? I hope to see some people start coming in. Okay? Very soon. Let's see. Let's see. We're gonna start this. We're gonna start the video in a few. Okay? In a few. This is a John Campea. We're gonna get a. We're gonna take a look at John Campea's review. I would have gone with Grace. Grace is shorter. I would have gone with others too. Grace is shorter. John Campea is longer, actually. Actually, let you all know. Hers is about half an hour. I don't know if I want to go for half an hour. I might. Depends. It depends how much I stop. I'll even invite him over if the grass was to come on. But I like to see people in the chat start popping in. Please, please, come on down. Because this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. So yeah, let's just pop this thing up. Okay? Let's see what the camper has to say. And if blinded gets an invite, if blinded, I sent an invite to blinded. I sent an invite to whoever else. All right. All right. Whatever. All right. But yeah, this is what we're gonna do, guys. This is. So yes, this is a 42-second mark. We're not going to start at the beginning. We'll start at the 42-second mark. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter at all. All right? Doesn't matter all where we start from. So. Okay. So I hope to see the chat popping. I know. Okay. I have a I have what I think I know what John Campea is going to say from his allocated reaction, so I kind of know what he's going to say. Okay. But let's see what he actually has to say this time. Right? Now, where's my usual suspects? I'll see you in a bit, I guess. Oh, all right. Let's get in this. Let's get into this, guys.
field, Steve Rogers is Cap. And if he's not there, then Cap's not there. Period. They decided to give it to one of them, and they gave it to Sam. And so that's as good as anybody they had. So how would the movie end up being? Now, of course, the first reactions were, it's okay. The critic scores then came out, and it was the definition of split. I mean, it was right around the 50% mark. What is it at right
It's
now?
at 51%.
51%. So it's basically the definition of split. Half the
Definition of split. It is still around 51%. That you all know. That you all know it's still around the same. It's still around the same. But the critic score, the audience score is actually, I believe, is 80% now. Well, last time I checked earlier, a couple hours ago, it was 80%. That's how much the critic score was. The audience score. Oh my god. All right. So yeah. Okay. Now Grace. Look here. Campea is not gonna say as crazy stuff as Grace Randolph would, because Grace, this says things like, how does this make sense? Where does she get these ideas? Where does she get these her points? Where does she get right? How does she make up this point? How does she make this comparison? How does she get these ideas? Great. Campea is not like that. Campea is not like that. Okay, that you all know.
critics like it, half of them didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. And I said, during the reaction watch and all kind of stuff, I said, look, I don't need this. I don't need every Marvel movie to be Endgame. I don't need every Marvel movie to be Civil War. Just give me a good time. So I went into the movie yesterday.
Everybody expects, everybody's going to Marvel to expect Marvel movies either be really, really good or really, really bad. Nothing in between. I kind of made that point, right? Earlier in my stream yesterday, if you were watching, I made that point where Marvel, expectations for Marvel movies has to be really, really good or really, really bad. No in between. So if it's a really, really good movie, we could praise it. When it's a really, really bad movie, it's just we could shit on it. But there's no movie in between where we could say the positive stuff and the negative stuff about a solid movie. An okay movie just in the middle.
And it failed to deliver a good time. Is this the worst Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? No, it's not. Is it in the bottom 3?
No,
I don't think it's in the
no, it's not even a bottom 5.
bottom 3. Is it in the bottom 5? Might be in the bottom 5.
Fuck, I can name you 5 worst movies. Marvel movies.
Like, I still think it's better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I still think it's better than Thor: Dark World. I still think it's better than Iron Man 2, and maybe one or two others, but
okay. It's better than the Marvels. It's better than Thor: Dark World. It's better than Thor: Love and Thunder. It's still better than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Definitely, I name you 5 movies right there that's better than. Okay.
I did not walk out of this movie thinking it was a big pile of garbage. I don't. I don't think this movie is a big pile of garbage. But I also walked out thinking, this is what I said in my out of the theater reaction. It's not just that Captain America: Brave New World isn't a good Marvel movie. It's just not a good movie. When you just look again at the basic fundamentals, forget the genre of making a good movie and telling a good story. I just feel like Captain America: Brave New World fell on its face. The opening scene of the movie, as a lot of Marvel films will do.
Here, I see a lot of movies, non-Marvel movies. Yeah. Thank you, Shirt Off. I see a lot of movies that have basically a generic presence like this movie, man. This is no different than some other movies. Okay? All right, where's Blinded? Some other movies with kind of a same premise, same kind of story. John, Okay, like come on, this is yeah, this no, this is not original. Okay, this is not a look. This story is not original. Okay, this story's been done in other things that you all know. Okay, the story has been done in other stuff. Okay, kind of stuff with other movies. Okay, this is nothing new. So to say it's not a good Marvel movie, okay, whatever. Let's continue. Oh, there's blinded. Come on.
Do starts with an action sequence, right?
Yeah.
As we see Sam and the new kid they call Falcon in Mexico trying to recover a
The
package.
movie does not start with the action sequence, buddy. The movie started with with President Ross accepting a nomination of being president. Then we got to that scene. You didn't see the movie. You have not seen the movie. I'm kidding, but he is wrong though. I'm not gonna make fun of him on that, but that'd be funny though.
And Cap gets into a bunch of hand-to-hand combat, and I haven't seen hand-to-hand combat look that bad and that clunky since the Book of Boba Fett.
Like, he didn't look bad in it, but the people he was fighting,
Yeah, it just
they were just like weird, like overreacting. Like, oh, he
yeah,
hit
the
me.
hand-to-hand fighting was like, like it just looked it didn't look smooth. It didn't look
It didn't ruin the movie
exciting.
for
No,
me,
no,
but
didn't ruin it. For as a matter of fact, there are other elements. Let me talk about some of the
Yeah.
things that I really liked about Captain America: Brave New World. The fight with Hulk, I thought was very good.
Err, err, err.
I thought the fight with Hulk was very good. I really enjoyed watching the
Everyone
fight. It was
does.
well choreographed. The action was intense in it. It's like some big haymakers being landed and all that kind of stuff. Some of it, I'll talk more about it in the open spoiler discussion we're going to have on Sunday.
Well, yeah, he did do a spoiler discussion earlier in the day. I should have done that, but I made this up before spoiler discussion. Fuck. He should. It just.
By the way, guys,
I
just in
don't
case,
know how he. Yes, he does have a couple people on his panel, but I don't know how he's able to do a review for half an hour without getting to spoilers. Because I won't be able to do that, man. I can't do a half an hour video without giving spoilers on a movie. To me, that's impossible. He should have just did a spoiler review. This should have been just a spoiler review instead of doing an open mic Captain America spoiler review. My opinion, because for me, I won't be able to go half an hour. Thank you, Sideways. I agree, but I wouldn't be able to go half an hour talking about a movie review, doing a review, a non-spoiler review. I wouldn't be able to do it for a movie like this. Especially a Marvel movie, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't be able to do it for a Marvel movie. Okay? I wouldn't be able to do it. You see, in my 10-minute video, I had to be careful on what I had to say. I had to tiptoe around. I won't be able to do that for half an hour. If I had tried it for half an hour, I would be spoiling it. Like, I would be spoiling it. I'd be forced to make it a non-spoiler video. I can't do it for half an hour. This video's half an hour.
in case you did not know, this Sunday, Captain America: Brave New World open spoiler discussion you guys had yesterday, today, and tomorrow to go see the movie. Then come on in on Sunday. We'll talk about Captain America.
Yeah, I heard. Hey, what color would John turn if he turned to a hawk? What color would he be? You can't use red or green. What color would he be? What color would John Campea be if he turned into a hawk? Blue? Blue? Blue guys? Let's play that game. What color would he be? $190 million. Not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Pink. 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 The pink Hulk. Okay. Red and white or brown? Okay, what would Grace be? What color would Grace be? No, Degrassi. Stream hopping? Gay color? That's a gay color. Isn't that rainbow body chart off? You mean a bunch of different colors? Ah man. I should have really done the spoiler stream, his spoiler stream that he did a couple hours ago. Okay. It's not a flop. No. I don't think it's gonna make 600 million. The second week is gonna be a big hit, a big drop off. I'm afraid so. It's gonna be a big drop off. Oh my god! Incoming traffic.
Brave New World and all its open spoilery goodness.
Oh, by the way, if you haven't subbed to my wrestling channel, even if you don't like wrestling, okay, please sub because I'm only 106 subs away from 1,000. Please sub. Even if you don't like wrestling, just get me subs, and you know what? And click notifications. I'm only 106 subs away from 1,000. Okay. Oh, here's blinded.
What's up?
What's up, man? Good. Good. You?
Tired.
Wow. I did the stupidest thing today, blinded. I actually ran out, and for 10 minutes, I'm coming back home.
Yeah, I had to shovel snow. There's so much goddamn snow. Holy shit.
Heel versus Babyface turned into the Fat Hawk. Okay? Turned into the Fat Hawk.
Yeah, you were turned into a pink fat Hulk, I guess. The bald head. The first bald Hulk, I guess.
Wait, the Avengers? You look at the Avengers about. You know the abomination from the video game Avengers? Isn't that one bald? Kind of bald? Thank you.
Wait, what? Oh, you're talking about
the video game one.
Oh yeah. I forgot what's his name? I always forget his name.
Oh.
Maestro.
Maestro.
Future. Yeah, okay. The future Hulk, yeah. Yeah, he's bald, I guess. But I mean, heel versus babyface is like fully bald though.
Yeah, he is. He is fully bald. Oh, I mean, you did see Tony's stream last night. He had he found a younger pickup heel versus babyface.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah.
I might have to go back and look. How long is this stream gonna be? Because I do gotta get back to work.
Well, this is like a half an hour video. I'm only 4 minutes.
Shit.
Yeah.
But you know, I did think the fight with Hulk was wonderful. Another sequence that I thought was really good.
See, everybody, even you, blinded. Oh, how is he going to beat the Hulk? How is he going to beat the Hulk? Well, the Hulk did the one stupidest move was jumping in the ring. Obviously, the ring. From Captain America's armor. That's how he beats the Hulk. It was sharp enough. I'll be right back.
I mean, he just talks him down.
That too, but like
a fight over the Indian Ocean that we see a ton of in the trailers. Yeah. That whole sequence, visually very good. Like top 1 or 2 best Marvel action sequences ever? No, but it was really engaging and it was exciting. And
Blind, how could he do a non-spoiler review for a movie for half an hour? Like I can't do that.
Yeah, I know. I would want to just talk about the movie, but
Yeah, I would boil it in half an hour. I can't do it.
yeah.
And the aerial shots looked really good.
Right.
And they built it into the drama. The action on screen was directly connected to the drama going on in the movie. And that is a winning combination. And that worked great. Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross. Very good.
I thought so too.
Very good. Yeah, I'm not going to say it's one of his best performances, but very good, very solid. Anthony Mackie as Sam. Always good. And I really like go all the way back to the first Ant-Man movie when he was the one Avenger cameo in it, right?
Right.
I've always liked him as Sam. He does a great job portraying Sam.
Okay.
The leader,
Okay, here you go.
kind of one note.
I felt so too.
Kind
Little
of-
mustache twirling.
Yeah, like most Marvel villains.
Yeah, he wasn't anything special.
The thing is, yeah, you know what? He's another victim of the Marvel curse with the villains. Some of them are not cursed, but a lot of them are. He's another victim of that.
Kind of one note, kind of mustache twirling, never made me feel his rage, his angst, why he felt so slighted. It was just kind of presented. Anyway, so there was that.
What do you want me to yell? Some villains don't yell or don't let out emotion when they're raised. Some of them are good at inside. But I get his point. He's not the most compelling villain.
Performances, couple of really good ones, couple of okay ones, whatever. Did not get into the Black Widow character. Just never did a good job winning me over.
I felt it was oddly cast. Oddly cast for that role.
A little oddly cast,
come on.
but again, I just found the character itself wasn't written all that interestingly, right? But
Yeah, because they took a lot of stuff out of that character because they bowed down to certain people and whatever. They're not gonna try to get political, even though they kept her in.
Yeah, because he has the
Therein lies
costumes in the posters, but he's
Yeah.
never in costumes in the movie.
No,
Yeah.
my main issue with Captain America Strange. I keep wanting to say Strange New World. Captain America Brave New World. Horribly written. Horribly written movie.
I'm gonna say this: most Marvel movies are horribly written, even the good ones.
No, I wouldn't say the good. I mean, if it's really good, there. I wouldn't say it's poorly written. Like just because it doesn't have like a deep story doesn't mean it's poorly written. Like that's a total misconception.
All right, but I mean, yeah,
The dialogue,
Who is the writer? Was it the?
Which
Was
is
the
like
show?
5, 6 different people on it. Yeah, Michael. What's his name? Is it not Michael? Fuck. The guy who wrote the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was a writer on it, but I think he stopped. He or not stopped, but they took him off of it.
I also thought originally one of the lead showrunners or directors of Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to direct this movie.
Yeah, I thought so too, but no, they got a different director.
Yeah, or she left. Maybe. Let me see this. Let me see development. Okay. Okay. This director was hired in 2022, but I thought I saw that after Falcon Winter Soldier, they announced a movie was happening. I thought that one of the directors from Falcon Winter Soldier was directing the film. What's her name? Like Carrie Solon or something. I don't know.
No, yeah, and I guess they got that other guy from Cloverfield.
Paradox. Yeah.
And for an MCU comic book movie, it was terrible.
But here's the thing. I mean, yeah, but you know what? When I look at the standard of writing, Marvel's not exactly the best. I mean, even the best Marvel movies, you look at that with the writing in the best Marvel compared to other movies, it's not Marvel or even DC related or comic book related. It's still not there. It's like a miles apart.
Right.
All right.
dialogue. Like even Harrison Ford's dialogue, which he did everything in his power to make believable. I'm just
Give me a
listening to
second.
this like that's not how people talk. Even in comic book movies, that's not how people talk. And everything
That's how he talks, though. That's how his character talks. And that's honestly that's also how Harrison Ford talks too. If you see someone who's passable, so he kind of talks like that. He always look. I love Harrison Ford, but it's about most of the movies we've seen him in. He kind of plays a very similar character, right? Very similar. Oh, Blind, are you still there? Malcolm Spellman. Blind, are you there, buddy? I don't know if Blind is there. Malcolm Spellman? Is that the name? Thank you, Sideways. Holy moly, I'm getting actually views for this. Thank you. But he was just playing himself, his character, Thunderbolt was. Look. Honestly, the most we got of Thunderbolt was from the MCU, some actually Incredible Hulk, and then he was sprinkled in some of the past MCU films, but he wasn't major. He didn't really have any major stuff. The only major thing he was the Soviet Accords and Civil War, and that's it. And he wasn't. And I think the only other MCU film was Black Widow and the Soviet Accord stuff and Civil War. He wasn't really. We really haven't seen him. Thank you, yeah, thank you, Toy Fanboy. Yeah, we haven't really seen him, Thunderbolt Wasp, a character progression for that character in the MCU until they decide, you know what? Let's bring him up as a focus point of this movie. I don't know where Blinded is. I hope Blinded is okay. A focus point of this movie, right? And they can skip through. They skip a whole development. All he was known for in this movie, like all he was known for, really, from Matthew Mackey's character, is Sam Wilson's character, Soviet Accords. Why should we? Why should I trust you? And then they played a little bit. They talked about the history from Incredible Hulk. But all the other movies he was in, whether obviously he was played by a different actor, Jonathan Hurt. It was he was just in the movies like for a few minutes. He might be in Thunderbolts, maybe. We'll see.
thing was so exposition heavy. I felt like, especially in the first act of the film, like I get it. You need exposition in a movie, right? The show
Hey man, Harrison Ford played Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones is actually expedition heavy.
don't tell doesn't always work. But it felt like they didn't know how to do show don't tell. It felt like everything had to be explicitly explained in a piece of dialogue.
Well, you want to know why? I mean, I understand what he's saying, but you want to know why that was the case?
Hmm.
Because of Disney Plus shows.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, which was a mistake because it's like they should have never done these Disney Plus shows, or they should have just not tied them into the movies. They should have just been separate.
yeah. Doesn't care about any of this nerd crap. Indiana Jones doesn't care about any of this nerd crap.
Or the audience doesn't get what's going on.
Mhm.
And then they create these scenarios, and it's like, why? No, like Sam wouldn't do that. A president would. By the way, side note, how fast is the MCU going?
What would Sam not do?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't know
explain.
what he's talking about there. Sam wouldn't do
Explain.
that. Like, do what?
Yeah,
Going through presidents? like,
yeah. Did not. Okay, that's one of my critiques. Did not explain. But like, here's the thing. Um, Secret Invasion had a different president. Okay, Was a different.
Hmm.
It wasn't Ross. I forget the president's name, but it was a different president. He was in it. That was 2 years ago. That film, right? 2 years
The
ago.
show.
They never really explained what happened.
No,
Because,
they. I mean, they don't really need to explain. The movie started off with him winning the
well,
election, right? So I don't think they really need to explain. Like
well,
there was a new election and he won.
did
That's
you
it.
see the? Did you see Secret Invasion?
No.
Well, the ending you kind of have to understand because that president, after he made sure everybody go out. He made sure the military goes after the Skrulls, even the ones that are not participating in Skrull invasion, just want to have normal lives. And what if
Mhm.
that cost them the election or something like that? That's what I'm referring to. Like, why? Like, what happened? Was impeached for that? Because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how many presidents. How many presidents have been in MCU? That's a good question.
Who knows? There's been quite a few.
Even if you go into like Secret Invasion stuff, like they're going through presidents pretty good. Anyway, that's a side note. Um, so you went from a villain that you never really even felt the presence of the villain much in the movie until he was on screen, and then when was on screen, it was like, eh. By the way, for as smart as the leader is supposed to be,
Yeah.
by the end of the movie, you're thinking that was the grand plan, and that's how easily it got derailed. How smart is this guy?
I mean,
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
there are villains who hate to count, who hate to count, ruining their legacy is more, ruining someone's legacy is more devastating than death, though. Like, it's more,
I think it should have been a little bit more because it's like, okay, you're gonna ruin his legacy. I mean, Thunderbolt Ross was already somewhat controversial, right?
yeah,
So
he was.
I don't know. It just seems kind of
But,
weird.
but as a president, he could have done a lot more damage. I mean, look, there's a lot of villains like that. Who is a good villain? Oh, uh,
Vimo.
Zemo. Yeah, Zemo. Also, if you think not just Marvel, you think DC, like the Joker doesn't want to move Batman's legacy. He actually wants to build up Batman's legacy. That's a funny thing. Uh,
Well, I mean, Zemo in the MCU, right? That was
yeah,
his whole plan was just to ruin all the superheroes because of what they did to his family in Age of Ultron, right?
yeah, he blames them. Who else? Yeah, the Avengers legacy.
Yeah, no one had a problem with that. I didn't like that idea. I thought that was stupid. When I was introduced in Civil War, because it's like it just undermines their whole like fight, right? It's like, oh, this was all orchestrated and it wouldn't happen otherwise.
Mm-hmm. But I do like the mind. I do like the mind reader, no, the mind control aspect of leader's abilities, but not in this movie because he doesn't really do it by. In the comics, he actually uses his brain to mind control. In this, he doesn't. He just looks like a. He uses like
Yeah, it uses what some they never explain that in the movie. It's
no,
just
no.
like he was brainwashing them to like set up this whole conspiracy that someone was going after Ross, and that would obviously disrupt his relationship with Captain America. I mean, that's the thing. It's like the movie, you could see where the movie could have been significantly better by
Mhm.
fleshing out some of this stuff. And to be honest, I feel like I never really understood why they well, I mean, I was gonna say that they should have just made this a TV show. Like I think if you're gonna make Falcon introduce him as Captain America in a TV show, why not just keep him as Captain America in the TV show and then like explore his character more? Because it's like we barely really got to see him as Captain America, and he was supposed to be in other projects as Captain America, but they cut him out, right? He was supposed to be in Far From Home. He was also supposed to be in No Way Home, and then they cut him out. Um, so it's like we should have seen him more as Captain America in other movies, but they just didn't
Let
do it,
me
right? So
let me be in. This is a really hot thing. Maybe Thunderbolts.
maybe he might be in Thunderbolts, but to what extent?
Because Bucky,
Where would,
Bucky's
yeah,
in it.
maybe.
of being Thunderbolts. Because he did he mention the Bucky that the Thunderbolt wants to bring back the Avengers? But like, who technically is
Um,
an Avenger? Like, who
yeah,
is?
most of the Avengers are like off world or they're not around anymore. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, but don't they? But don't they have some way to communicate? Because like,
yeah, they should because they established that in Endgame. But who
yeah,
knows?
yeah, like exactly. Like, you should have some sort of Well, I mean, the thing is, the cat. Well, the Avengers base has been destroyed. Endgame. That's where they're able to communicate from. But then
Mm,
you saw they're able to communicate at the end of Shang Chi with Hulk and Captain Marvel, Shang Chi and Wong. Uh, I mean, they need a base, right? Like, has there not been like a new base for them? I mean, look.
probably not. I mean, because they got destroyed, right?
Technically, they can still be
Tony
the they
Stark
can
is dead.
yeah they can still be the Avengers, but they're just not doing Avengers shit right now. The world doesn't need Avengers to come together. They can do out their own thing. They can they can DC, right? DC every member like all Batman is a Justice League member, but
They never. This is the problem, right? They
yeah,
never explain why there wasn't an Avengers because at
yeah,
Shang-Chi we saw Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel with Wong.
yeah.
So they should have been the ones to establish a new Avengers, but we know Doctor Strange is obviously not around because he got taken out. He's with Clea. And then who else? And then Captain Marvel is off world. The Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy are already like separated.
and some are definitely not going to be Avengers because some, I mean, because some of the actors are not coming back, right? Like
Mhm.
Batista and Zoe Saldana are not coming back. So they're well, I would say the Guardians are technically Avengers.
Yeah, but they were Avengers because Rocket Raccoon and Nebula were operating as
Oh, that's
Avengers.
true. That's true. Well, some of them are not going to be Avengers anymore because, well, some of them are
Probably
done.
I mean, well, Rocket Raccoon is still operating as
Yeah,
a
yes.
Guardian, so he could contact them. But they never. That's what I'm saying. There's no characters that would establish the. Well, I mean,
I mean,
sorry,
I
hold on. Let me
guess
phrase that because I just said there is. They just never had a project that established who was
that's
the new Avengers. That was the problem.
that's going to be Doomsday probably movie.
I guess, but I mean, like, what were they doing? They were just like twiddling their thumbs the entire time, right? All this shit is happening, and they're like doing jack shit.
I mean, yeah. See, like they it makes it sound like the Avengers are disbanded in this movie. Like the
It
Avengers are
would have
no
made
more.
more. It would have made way more sense if you had the Avengers be disbanded.
Yeah, like look, because like in DC, right? You have the Justice League. Batman's part of Justice League, but he does stuff on his own in Gotham, but he's still a member of the Justice League. Like they're not
Mm.
they're not dismembered,
And the
disbanded.
Avengers also never established Avengers world. This is why I
Yeah,
say the MCU like really rushed the whole multiverse story because the whole point of that Secret War story, Jesus, with what's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
do
Crap. No, I'm talking about the writer,
oh
Jonathan Hickman,
Hickman.
right? Jonathan Hickman had Avengers World, right?
Oh yeah.
And then also they had the Illuminati, right? And so in that whole storyline, oh, I got a quad kill. Hold on, can I get this thing? No. Okay, but anyway, 5 kills now. Holy shit. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay, yeah. So, sorry, because I'm playing the game. I'm distracted at the same time.
That's
Sorry.
fine.
So Jonathan Hickman's whole thing was like establishing because he was setting up Secret Wars since his Fantastic Four run, right? Where it was like, hey, there's going to be these incursions and they're going to combine, right? And so the thing is, like, the Illuminati knew about this and they didn't know what to do, and so their whole thing was, okay, well, we can't really do much because I mean, people are going to die, right? So all we can really do is destroy the other worlds to protect our worlds, right? And Captain
Mhm.
America was like, "Fuck no, we're not doing that." So they're all like, "Oh shit, we can't have this," right? So
Oh yeah.
they kind of like mind wipe Captain America, and then they just were like, "Okay, fuck it, we're just gonna do it right when it happens." and there was, I mean, there's the Avengers, and then there was the new Avengers, and Avengers World was like trying to establish, hey, we're gonna,
Yeah,
build out the Avengers for, national threats, like a threats around the world. They never
Yeah.
did any of that. They never established. They should have, honestly, I don't know what they could have done, like,
They're
because
not going to
because
do
the
it. They're not. I guarantee they won't do that in Secret Wars. But after Endgame, they're not going to do something like that after Secret Wars, where they have to, save one world and have a bunch of worlds destroyed. It's basically the same thing in Endgame with people disappearing, even though they come back.
well, they're going to have to establish that the world ends. That if they're
The
taking from John, of which they are. I mean, Doomsday's, or not Doomsday. Jesus Christ, Doctor Doom is
Doom-
the villain.
Doomsday.
Yeah, Doctor Doom is the villain, right? So it's like, if you're already taking from that
Oh,
storyline, right? And
what was
it's
that
not like
Secret
you're
Wars?
gonna
What was that with in
that
that second
whole
one?
t- well, it's the third. It's technically the third one, but it's that was
Oh,
2015.
they
The
stole that from
Secret
all
Wars
DC.
2.
That all that stuff was from DC. DC did that stuff first. Like
It's not like this is the thing. It's not like Infinite Crisis though. This was one, they were merging the Ultimate Universe, and what happened was it was basically the end of the Marvel Universe,
they probably
right?
will merge
But
the
the difference
universe.
is there there there's no universes to merge. Like, the whole point of Secret Wars was it was the 616 universe and
Yeah.
the Ultimate Universe, right? There were two universes that existed that people liked.
Well,
So people were gonna die, right? That was the whole point. Like, all these
I could
characters, the
say
worlds
after
you
the C,
like.
so it's in the CW. They found a way. They merged the universes.
Yeah, but it's not like DC though. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Uh,
It's not like DC at all. DC,
well,
their whole thing was there's different continuities with DC. Marvel only had two continuities. That's it,
yeah,
right?
that's
And that
true.
was the whole point.
The
And
MCU is a
then
mess. That's the problem. The MCU is a mess.
the
It's
only thing
unfortunate.
that could really happen is, like, I don't know, the Fox universe get clashes, like maybe the Fantastic
I
Four universe also gets clashed as well. And then
fucking
that's
hope
the end
Fantastic
of the
Four explains some
multiverse.
of it. I hope Fantastic Four explains some of it.
Yeah, I'm
Because
guessing. And
Deadpool will
then
read in when he explain any of it.
no. But I mean, they could just say this is going to be the end of
Yeah.
the Marvel multiverse, and then Doctor Doom reshapes the multiverse in
Oh
his
God.
image, and that's what happens with
Yeah.
Secret Wars. Like, that's the ending of Doomsday. I mean, it's called Doomsday because it's like, well, yeah, because it's the end of the world, right?
Yeah. Doomsday is not a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just, I don't know how everything is going to work out. Like, how is Doom going to be established, right? Is Doom going to come in and be like, I'm going to help everybody? But because I'm guessing the Thunderbolts are the main Avengers, but it's like, how are they going to be helping out with this threat, right? um but I don't know. So actually, I did see some people point out, like, that there wasn't even really an Avengers
Thank you, TJ.
leading into Infinity War, which is true. There was no Avengers because the Avengers were disbanded.
Well, the only thing that was leading to Infinity War was almost in every single Marvel movie leading up to Infinity War, there was hints of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
That's leading up to Infinity War. From the very basic, I don't know. There was most of them hits of Infinity Stones, whether it's first Avengers, the first Avenger. There's just that's what's leading up everything. Even Age of Ultron was leading that. Age of Ultron, yeah, Age of Ultron was leading up to had hints of the Infinity Stones.
yeah.
That's here we do have hints of Secret Wars, obviously because we do have some multiverse stuff.
Mhm.
It's just not
It's
very
just
well thought
not.
out.
It wasn't. Yeah, if they wanted to have Doom, first off, one, they should have just, if you wanted to do Secret Wars, it should have just been Doom. Like, Kang was never going to be an interesting villain for Secret Wars anyway.
The, th-
So that was stupid of
the
them to
thing was,
even do that.
remember Loki? Remember season one of Loki? Kang was mentioning a war. I think that
Yeah.
was supposed to happen. That was supposed to be the plan. I think another war like that. As I think, man. Remember that?
Yeah, I mean, the multiversal war or whatever that they
I
had,
think
but
that was
I
supposed to be
think
the
that
original
was more
plan,
of,
right? You-
honestly, I think that was just more of a reference to the
Oh,
original Secret Wars. Because the
oh,
original Secret Wars is just like, they get the villains and the heroes get dropped into this. like basically plane or you or I don't know what you would call it. This area where they are separated and they're gonna have to battle each other, and the heroes are kind of like at a conflict, right? Because the X-Men have
Yeah.
want to do their own thing, and the Avengers kind of want to do their own thing. So, and then then you have the villains all kind of grouped together, but they're also kind of dysfunctional, and then kind of
Sure.
Doctor Doom takes over and stuff like that. So I mean, like that was not. I don't. I mean, they could still kind of do that, but I don't think it's going to be like that because there's barely any villains that people even like. So it's like that doesn't really make sense.
You got a bunch
Like,
of Spider-Man villains. Yes.
well, I guess if they wanted to, yeah. But I
But Doc,
mean,
I mean, well, they've been repaired. I mean, the ones from they've been repaired, I guess. They've
yeah.
been fixed, right? Fixed. They're not villains anymore because they're all fixed.
I really don't. I mean, we're gonna have to see how it all plays out because it's like, yeah, I don't really know what Doomsday would be about other than
Well,
like maybe the heroes are conflicted if
here,
there's an incursion.
here's
That's
the
like the
thing.
only thing I could think
Here's
of.
the thing. Filming Doomsday might be moved to April now because they don't have a script. Even though,
Yeah, I did see that. I don't know. Like, geez, if you don't have a script, maybe you should just delay this shit until you could get a script.
uh, and they have nothing in production right now. Marvel has like no movies in production right now. Nothing's
Yeah.
filming for a movie right now until Doomsday. Let's continue.
Because he doesn't come across in the movies being very smart, and that always hurts.
Oh, the
Looking for the right coverage to protect your loved ones? Start with a team you can trust. Sun Life, the proud life insurance partner of the Toronto Raptors.
And here's the thing. The movie to me is a great representation of the current state of mediocrity that the MCU is in. It's
a year ago, people were saying the MCU was saved. Deadpool Wolverine.
Yeah.
MCU is saved. Agatha. People really loved it. Save. We get to February, it's dead again. Blinded. People
Yeah,
can't
I
make up
know.
their
Well,
mind.
they always do that. They always do that.
Yeah, Daredevil. Yeah, well, the TV stuff side of things is in production. Daredevil and Vision. Vision is starting soon. Daredevil just started, but yeah, movies. The movie side has nothing. Mediocrity. Like, come on.
Yeah, the TV show. Or well, there's no well, there's Vision. There is Vision Quest. That's it.
Yeah, that's when it's starting filming. I think it might be starting filming now or something. I don't know. It's very soon. That's coming 2026. Um, that's the only show that's coming out 2026. It's confirmed. Nothing else.
Unless they delay Wonder Man, which
Yeah,
they might do that.
yeah. It's just yeah. Last year, a lot of people were saying the MCU was saved. Now it's dead again. Dead again. And this trend's going to continue. You got Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four. If Thunderbolts is not good, okay, they'll say it's MCU dead. But once again, if Fantastic Four is a critical success, critic rise, box office rise, audience rise,
Well, it
the
has to be.
MCU is saved.
Fantastic Four has to be a success.
It does. It does. It really does.
not, see, Sony's stuff, when you're talking Madam Web, Morbius, Craven, that's a state of horribleness.
I don't know how Craven has a 74% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Blinded,
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
bad. That's bad if it has a 70. 'Cause you got to remember it's usually higher, right? For
Yeah.
audience scores.
Sometimes you'll have a high critic score and a very low audience score for a movie. You'll see that from time to time. And I don't know how Craven has a 74% audience score. I just don't. I just I don't know if the people saw the movie. It's because
No, they
I
saw
watched.
the movie and it's not good. This people, I mean, Captain America has an 80
Yeah,
audience score, and people usually like if you notice, I mean, with trends, right? We're able to compare. But when a movie has like an 80 on on Rotten Tomatoes audience, it ends up being like a low B score, right?
Dude.
On Cinema Score. So if Craven is what, a 70, then that means it was like a C or a D on
You
Cinema
know,
Score.
I
I
think
don't
the
even
problem.
remember what it got on Cinema Score, but it was low. It
I
was a
think
low rating.
I think we put so much high expectation for movies. If 80% is a B, that's such high expectation for a movie. That's scary.
I
To
mean,
me,
because most of the time, like audiences usually like they're okay with movies, right? That's why like an 80 is so, yeah,
yeah,
an 80 should be good, but I
yeah,
mean, most of the time people are walking out liking a movie, right? Even if it was just like a okay-ish movie.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, the fact that people didn't like this movie is kind of like a B minus. I disagree. I don't like, again, I don't really see
I
why people are like, this is the absolute worst of the worst. It's like I don't agree with that at all. Like it's not as great as it should have been. It definitely has issues, but to say this is the worst MCU movie, that is like crazy to me. It's like we've had way worse than this.
yeah, we definitely did.
Mhm.
The MCU's not in a state of horribleness. They're not. But they're in this state of mediocrity right now,
What's the difference? Horribleness, mediocrity. That sounds the same to me.
Yeah.
which is a far cry from what they have been for so long. And again, I say that fully cognizant of the fact that they've had some big wins in the last couple of years. Again, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, huge win. Deadpool and Wolverine,
I think these
huge
movies
win.
would have been bigger wins if they weren't sandwiched in between bad movies. That was the problem. It was like Guardians of the Galaxy was a big win, but people forget because it was sandwiched in between
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the Marvels. So it's like those were bad movies. Nobody saw those movies. They were flops. So it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I think I keep saying this. Marvel needs to make less movies. I don't understand why they need to make 3 movies a year. It
They
makes
said they
no
were going to do
sense.
two. They said they were going to
Yeah,
do
they
two.
said that they say that, and then it's like
You know,
this year they put out 3 movies. It's like, why didn't you just wait and put Fantastic Four out next year, or put Thunderbolts out next year? And honestly, they should just keep
I
waiting for Avengers. I would base out these movies just so
if
people aren't sick of them anymore.
if I was them, I would move. I would move Fantastic Four to February. I think it would kill in February because it would
At
just make
this at
Doomsday
this
even
rate,
better. Hype.
I don't know. I don't know if I would move it to February because the summer is like a better release date. Like Fantastic Four has a better
I
release
just,
date than
I
Superman.
just, I think I'm just going based on the track record of a movie being released before an Avengers movie, Black Panther and Captain Marvel. I guess
Yeah,
before.
but I don't know because they're not doing super well. I think they should have like a space where people can actually go and see it. Like the summer month is fine. I just think Avengers need, like, if Avengers does come out next year, it needs to be the only Marvel movie that comes out that year.
Well, right now it's the only Marvel movie that's coming out next year.
Well, there's still Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Spider-Man should
Spider Man.
just get moved. Like, just put it's honestly, they should just move Spider-Man to
They have
early 2027, I guess.
They have supposedly a scheduled movie for February of 2026, but I'm like, I think that's bullshit. It's not going to happen because one, two or three reasons. One, it would have been announced a couple months ago. You can't announce it now because you have to give me production like right now for that, right?
Mhm.
Right. Um, and two, you can't announce it like at a big event at Comic Con. Like if they announce at Comic Con and have a movie for February, that movie's gonna suck. For February,
Mhm.
it's gonna be a rush production. I don't think because you know how some of these Disney releases a slate for all the upcoming movies. You see, they get an untitled Marvel movie, untitled Star Wars. You get my point there.
Right.
Yeah, for the Marvel stuff, some of them take with a grain of salt. Until there's a title for that movie, that's where you take it seriously, right? Like an
Mhm.
actual title. And February 2026 movie, that's not. I don't think that's happening. That November
No, I don't
2026
think so.
movie,
Yeah.
maybe. But at that November 2026 movie that's happening, maybe. I don't think that's Scarlet Witch movie.
To be honest, I don't even think they should make a Scarlet Witch movie.
No, because they're taking your
I
time.
like Scarlet Witch, but I don't think that like
They're taking your
I
time with
would
her.
not make a I would not make a Scarlet Witch movie. I would not make any character who is in a Disney Plus show into a movie. Like unless they were a side character, they could be in the movie. But
Well,
if you were already a character in a movie, you should be in the movies. That's what the rule should be.
I
Like
think most
they
Disney Plus.
can't like they shouldn't like as much as people want it, they should not make a standalone Daredevil movie. Just keep them as a TV show. If you're a TV character, stay as a TV
Yeah, that's my
character.
point.
You could cross over into the movies, but you should not get your own
I
movie.
I
I
think
don't think
most.
that because I
I
think
think
it just causes confusion, to be
I'm
honest.
sorry, sideways. I know you're not, but I do agree. I think most Marvel characters that got a TV show are not going to have a solo movie with them in the title. Like I don't think
No,
She-Hulk's going
yeah,
to have her own movie. She'll probably be in a team up movie or something like that, or she'll be part of a movie, but it's not going to be like a She-Hulk movie. I think the same with Moon Knight. Same with well, I don't know if Agatha's going to be a movie, but I'm going to say like same with well, obviously with Miss Marvel, she already was in a team up movie. I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with I think most TV characters, introduced TV characters, we're not gonna have a movie based on like even Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is not gonna have
yeah,
a movie like based on her.
yeah. Kate, certain. I just think certain characters need to they like because it's like the problem is like people don't have enough time or they're not super interested in watching every little show that comes out, and I think that was the issue. It's like people are not able to keep up because it's like you're releasing so much content, and that's why I say they need to produce less shows, less movies, and focus on the quality, right? Because they are only really making the stuff so they can make money, and it's like if people are not showing up and you're not making any money, what's the point of making 3 or 4 shows and movies a year? That doesn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
Like go
Agreed.
like that was like oversaturation. They should have never done that. But if the only way they could have done that is if the show was actually and movies were actually good, right?
Yeah, agreed.
WandaVision, huge win. They've had a couple. Shang-Chi, I think the best film they've done since Endgame. So they've had a couple of really big wins. But unlike the
Yeah, but look at
first
Shang-Chi, right? Like Shang-Chi,
20,
like this is what I'm saying. This is another problem too. Too many characters. Shang-Chi, we're gonna be going on year 4 of Shang-Chi not having a movie,
True.
right? So by time he gets a sequel, if that is going to happen, it's going to be at least 6 or 7 years.
And look, Shang-Chi is not exactly like the most popular
He's
character.
not, yeah, he's not like some beloved character. He
He's
had
gonna be
a
forgot. People are
decent
gonna forget him.
movie
Yeah.
and he hasn't appeared again.
I think
So yeah, like who really cares at that point?
yeah, like Shang-Chi has the potential for a sequel to flop major. Like
Right.
major flop. Like
I wouldn't even make a Shang-Chi too, honestly.
Shang-Chi getting a movie is surprisingly because and this is not trying to be disrespectful to the Chinese culture, having like sure, but like there's other characters in the Marvel that's a lot more popular than him. Like it's
Mhm.
surprisingly surprising how Ghost Rider is not around or
Right.
some like people like that. Like
Yeah, they introduced way too many characters, and then everybody's like, what happened to this character? What's going
yeah,
on with here? Like, will we ever see the Eternals again? Who fucking knows?
they don't even
Right?
mention freaking.
Will they even be in the Avengers movies? Who
Oh
fucking
my
knows?
god. He might just be forgotten, period. He might just be able to win it off of the MCU, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but this is Marvel's fault, right? It's like
Yeah.
they were so, and the thing is, like the fans too were all like, "Hey, we need this character, this character." It's like they should have focused on the characters that were already established. That would have been like the new trinity of characters, right? Black Panther, well, Captain Marvel. I mean, they just fucking butchered, but Doctor Strange, right? Those characters get trilogies. Focus on those characters, right? And then the TV characters, they should have just stayed TV characters, right? Like, okay, if
Yeah.
you're gonna make a WandaVision, honestly, making a Scarlet Witch TV show, they should do that instead. don't make a movie, just make a TV show, right? So, and with Captain America, it's like, okay, instead of making four movies, that was another thing too. They should have just stopped at a trilogy. Why does Thor need a fourth movie? Why does Captain
Why is
America need a fourth
why is
movie?
Thor rumored to get a fifth movie? Very
Yeah,
on
they
time.
like that. Just move on, right? Like the character got their time. If you want to have Thor appear in different projects, fine. But it's like the character should just get a
You know,
trilogy and move
definitive.
on to a new set of characters. That's what it should
Agreed,
be,
TJ.
right? But they didn't want to do that. They wanted all these movies to be super successful, and now it's biting them in the ass. Like this is what happens. Like this is what happens when you oversaturate, right? Look at companies like Ubisoft, right? They pump out all these fucking games, they pump out all this shit. People buy it up and then they get sick of it, and then guess what? Nobody's buying the shit anymore.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like this was all because you wanted short-term profit. That's their fault. That's absolutely Marvel's fault. They fucked up. So if they want to continue doing it, well, that's because Disney is a fucking dumbass company. They're a greedy ass fucking company, right?
Why is
But
Thor still
here's
alive?
what it is.
He did die. That's why he's
Yeah, he
alive.
didn't die.
25 films they did. I feel like for every really good thing, you got a okay to bad thing. And that's not what they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie was just it. It was poor writing, poor execution. I'll say it, bad direction. This is a badly directed movie. All just kind of highlighted with the mentality of don't worry about it. Just get to the action scenes and then the audience will be fine. And that's not what MCU movies at their peak are. Was this
Uh,
movie terrible? No, it wasn't.
Not necessarily true. Sometimes MCU action scenes are it's what get audiences to watch.
Yeah,
I
for sure.
I disagree
But I
on
mean,
that.
I do think people care about the drama of the characters, and I think that,
Yeah,
like again, the MCU they messed up because too many characters.
no,
There's too many characters, so it's like you couldn't really follow a character because if you're following a specific character, well, most of the characters haven't even reappeared. Where's Moon Knight, right? If you like Moon
Moon Knight's
Knight,
just sleeping.
no one fucking knows where that guy is, right? When is he gonna show up next? No one fucking knows, right?
Really?
If you like Kate Bishop, we got a bunch of teasers with the Young Avengers. Where's that going,
I
right?
don't have no idea. The Young Avengers, like,
Yeah,
there's
all it's just too much. It's the thing is like I another problem is that the MCU was like, okay, we're successful now. We're just gonna do exactly what the comic book strategy was. Like we're just gonna have different characters per issue, right? Like, okay, Magic's gonna get a fucking comic and this character gonna get a comic, even if they're small scale, right? Like Magic is really a New Mutants character, right? But
yeah, yeah.
let's just give her a solo series
At
because
least
why not, right? But the problem with doing that as a movie is that the movies were supposed to be all connected. You had to watch certain movies to understand what was going on.
yeah.
So if you have to watch every single fucking shit that comes out, like the general audience, not us, that's just gonna get overwhelming, right? And I don't understand why they thought that was even a good idea to
Because
introduce
it because
like Miss Marvel and the fucking all these people who they're not like big characters. They're not Iron Man, right? So
I guess it's
that was dumb.
because gosh, Harley from Iron Man 3. Oh, Harley! I don't remember who's Harley from Iron Man 3.
Talking about the kid
Oh, the kid. Oh, the
or
boy.
Carly?
Oh, the boy. That boy.
Are you
Yeah, they
talking
thought
about
it's gonna be. Although they thought it's
is
gonna be
that his
Iron.
name? People
They
thought
thought
he
it's
was
gonna
gonna
be,
be Iron Lad or some shit, but I mean, I don't.
no, Iron Man's from a different universe, right?
Yeah, he's like a younger version of Kang.
And guys, by the way, guys, Janet Ortega's already in the MCU. So if this rumors about Janet Ortega's in the MCU is true, she's
Oh,
already in
wasn't
the
she
MCU. The
the
president's daughter,
president's daughter?
whichever
Yeah.
president at the time. You get a movie, you get a comic. Yeah, the thing is, the comics always give at least one character a comic, at least a run, to see if it's good or not, a success.
a terrible movie overall. I didn't walk out hating myself for spending my time there watching it like I did with
Well,
Craven.
there's some people taking that. Taking There's some people.
Yeah,
Or
there were some people saying that, and that's what I was saying. I'm like, I don't know how you could keep showing up to these movies, and especially knowing that there's been not a lot of great movies recently, and be like, yeah, I gotta sit here and fucking keep watching, right? Like, you could get up and leave. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like some people are kind of like, because it was that comment on Reddit. I was like, dude, like, are you for real? Like, buddy, like, you could have just left the fucking theater. Like, you didn't need to sit there and
yeah,
fucking
they're not
keep
forcing you to
watching the
sit
movie.
there.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, we wasted 3 hours. The movie wasn't even 3 hours, bro.
It was,
Like
it was
it
like two
was
minutes.
right
Less than
under
2 minutes.
fucking 2 hours. Like
Why
that's
was
like
this-
absolutely fucking nothing,
He
bro.
was there
Like
2 hours
relax.
early. He was an hour early.
I guess he was there for like an extra fucking hour and 30 minutes. Stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't, but I also didn't feel like that was worth my time. I didn't walk out of that movie thinking, wow, I'm really glad I watched that.
But here's the thing, bro. People go into the movies not knowing if it's gonna be good or bad. You pay not knowing sometimes. Like that's what happens. This is the problem with people going to sporting events. I know Blaine not a big sports person, but but you know this. Same thing for movies. When you go to see your favorite team play, you expect them to win. But guess what? They may lose. What do you get? You know what? You know what? That's what you get when you pay. They're not.
I
They're
mean,
not. Like, come on. Come
you're
on.
kind of in part going for the experience, but yeah, you
Yeah,
want the movie to be good, of course.
but you can't control it. That's the thing. The only thing you control is by walking out. You can't control the movie to be good or bad. You're not working on the movie. I'm sorry. Like, sorry.
No, you can't control if the movie's good or bad. And I mean, like like the reaction. I just think the reaction is kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the movie isn't the greatest, but like I don't know, the reaction is just like, oh my God, like everything is fucking melting down and shit. And you're like, I feel like there was way worse shit coming out where that was like actually justifiable. You know what I mean? Like The Marvels was not a good movie at all. Like the fact that people, well, most people probably didn't even see The Marvels. That's probably why they're acting like this. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, if they
they
saw
didn't
the
give a
Marvels,
shit, but.
they might have changed their mind.
Yeah, I feel like if you've seen the Marvels, like the Marvels was like fucking dribble. Like holy shit, like that movie was absolutely fucking nothing. Like the way people are talking about like this movie, you're like, man, like did you not see Ant-Man and fucking the Marvels? Like those movies had nothing going on. Absolutely fucking nothing going on. Like,
He
so
did
I don't
mention
know.
they
I'm
did.
just
He did mention Ant-Man 3 was worse than this. He did mention that beginning.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's you.
And it also kind of highlights this thing too. Sam is not the face of the MCU. And that's a larger problem that the MCU has had with the departure of
But
Robert.
here's the thing:
Yeah. Yeah, you could go.
Captain America, even Steve Rogers, he's not the face of the MCU. He's one of the faces of the MCU. That's the difference. One of the faces. There's no specific one de facto face of the MCU. Thor was the face of the MCU. Iron Man was the face of the MCU. Steve Rogers is the face of the MCU. You get my point? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? That's the
Mhm.
point. Okay? That's it. He's going to be. Well, sorry. I'll be right back. Cut to your point, man. I just spilled some water.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's okay.
Um, I was gonna say, like, this comment to me is weird just because it's like, again, we haven't seen Sam Wilson in a lot of stuff. Like, like remember, like Steve Rogers as a character, I think he appeared in like like there was a movie every year that featured Captain America, I believe. Like even like cameos, right? Like from the moment he debuted to think the when he until he left the MCU. Captain America was in a movie every year. So for 8 years we saw Captain America, right? He was in the first Avengers. Then he was in Avengers. Then he was in Thor: The Dark World as a cameo. Then The Winter Soldier. Then we had Age of Ultron, and then we had Captain America: Civil War, and then he had a cameo in Spider-Man, and then we had Avengers: Infinity War, and then we had Avengers: Endgame. So it's like the character was around for a significant amount of the time. And Sam Wilson, it's like the last time we saw Sam Wilson was now 4 years ago. Believe it or not, 2021 was 4 years ago. So I mean, like, I don't even think that's fair to say because the character hasn't even gotten the respect like Chris Evans and Steve Rogers. Like, it's really not even a good comparison. Like, yeah, he is Captain America, but and that was the problem. The MCU should have had him as a cameo in different projects, but they didn't do that. For whatever reason, they chose not to do that because they wanted him to debut in his own stuff. That was a mistake. Big mistake. You should have had Captain America maybe show up in No Way Home. You know what I mean? Like just to keep people being like, "Oh yeah, here's a new Captain America," right? Like we
Oh,
people already know he's Captain America because they saw Endgame. But it's like they never saw him in action until this movie, or technically, I guess you could say Falcon and the Winter Soldier,
I know.
but that was a TV show.
Yeah. Uh, sorry about that. Luckily, it's
Yeah.
just water.
Yeah, hopefully they
Downey
get on your
Jr.
stuff.
and
Yeah.
Chris Evans, the two guys who were the face, heart, and soul of the MCU. Now, the plan was apparently that Chadwick Boseman was going to kind of take on that mantle,
That's what it would have exactly.
right? Like, not, he wouldn't be the whole MCU.
Yeah, but he's Black Panther. People loved him, but Black Panther was never really
He
face of
never
the
even
comic.
got a chance. Yeah, but he could have been. It's just he never got a chance.
That's
So
true. I
that
mean,
that
well,
doesn't even. I'm not sure if you heard what I said, but I was saying that to say Sam Wilson is not the face isn't even really fair to the character because he hasn't appeared like Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers appeared in almost an MCU project every year until his last movie. That's how often that character showed up. For 8 years straight, that character was in a movie,
yeah.
right? So it's like and that was more than even Iron Man. There was times where we didn't have there was a year where Iron Man wasn't in a movie, right?
Um,
2014, right?
2017.
Well, 2017 he was in
Oh,
Spider-Man.
okay. 2014, he was not in the movie.
Yeah.
15 he was. Oh,
Yeah, 15 he was.
he was in
13 he
13. Iron Man
was.
3.
12, 11
14
he
he was.
wasn't.
15 he wasn't. Oh, actually, he was actually most of the years. I think 14 might be the only
No,
one.
but not like Captain America. Captain
Oh,
America since his debut had a streak where he appeared in a movie every year until his final
okay.
movie.
Iron
That
Man
he's
was
the
not.
only character that did that. Iron Man did not do that. Iron
Iron
Man definitely was appearing consistently, but not like Captain America.
Captain America
Iron
was
Man
not
didn't even
2000.
have cameos.
I don't think Captain America was in a 2013 film. Oh,
Yeah, he was Thor: The Dark World. He had a cameo. I'm saying
oh,
every
okay,
movie, including cameos, he appeared in a movie. That's how consistent he was appearing.
okay, yeah,
Sam
okay.
Wilson never had that opportunity. We haven't seen him since 4 years.
Sam
That's a
Wilson is
long
pretty.
time.
Sam Wilson was introduced in 2014.
Yeah, he
So,
was.
and then he was in 15 Avengers, 16 Civil War, 17 he was in none of the movies, I believe.
No, he
Um,
was not. Yeah,
18, 19 was in both Avenger movies. 2020 nothing obviously nobody was in the 2020 stuff.
right.
2021, and it's been 4 years since we saw Sam Wilson.
Right, yeah, and the thing is, it's like that's Marvel's fault.
Yeah.
That's completely Marvel's fault, and so that's why I'm saying like John Campea's point I disagree with because I don't even think that's even fair to say. It's like the character hasn't even consistently appeared like Steve Rogers to even get that to even say he's the face of the MCU. Maybe he could have been if he showed up more often and people were like, "Oh yeah, there's Captain America, right?" But they never did.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they have all these characters that people like, and they never did anything with them because they had to introduce a new character. We have to do this here. We have to do that there. That was again when you introduce too many characters all at once. Now you're juggling all this stuff.
At least it's getting more attention than War Machine. War Machine is basically
Yeah, War
sidelined.
Machine got sidelined. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why War Machine is not Iron Man is because Falcon is Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was gonna kind of he was being
Hey, I'll be
positioned.
right back. I gotta do something real quick.
Okay. By the way, I can't see the chat, so sorry if I'm not responding to the chat. I'll go check because my game just finished here. Just Tony Stark, I'm putting together a team. Red made so many cameos in the YouTube cinematic universe. Bruh, no one watched the TV show. Yeah. Blinded should have been Captain America of the MCU, bro. Blinded was last seen in the MCU 2021. Yep, cameoed in Spider-Man. I remember that rumor that Spider-Man was going to be the face of the MCU. Yeah. And then, I mean, even that didn't make too much sense because they don't own Spider-Man. But I bet if they did own Spider-Man, Marvel wouldn't have a big problem like they do right now. Cap 4 introduced adamantium, so there you go. Yeah, they should have reacted the Marvels the way they did to Captain Cap 4. Yeah, they should have for sure. Um, Somewhere in the future, we really need to collide and do a rewrite of the. Yeah, we should. I want to do a stream like where we rewrite all this stuff because I feel like if it was just like the MCU really just needs to cut the fat, cutting a lot of the fat, cutting a lot of the bullshit out, and I think it
Mhm.
would have been better. And I think they also were reactionary for sure. That was another thing. They were too reactionary, especially with what happened to Chadwick Boseman. I think that messed up their plans big time because even though Black Panther 2 did make money in comparison to a lot of other MCU movies post Endgame, I don't think Fury is a great character for Black Panther. You know what I mean? Like I think
Yeah.
she could have been a secondary Black Panther, but I don't think she can be the Black Panther. Like you still need T'Challa. So that was not like I get why they made the movie, but at the same time, like that movie's problem also was they're they have to juggle too many things. It's like you're honoring Chadwick Boseman and then now you're introducing Namor, right? And again, Namor. There's another thing too. Namor is a big character. Where the fuck is Namor?
Well, they
Again,
might
like
not
this, is what
use
I'm
that
saying.
actor. There's a lot of controversy surrounding that actor. There's a lot of
Yeah,
problems.
but who know?
So
But it's like regardless
they
if
could
they're gonna
recast him
recast, where
technically.
where is
Yeah.
Namor? Namor is a big
Yeah.
character. I
Well,
mean,
he could go
Namor
on.
is probably getting more relevant because it's like he's in Marvel Rivals. People are making jokes about him with the Fantastic Four. Will we see Namor interact with the Fantastic Four? No one fucking knows, right? So
That's
that's what I'm
Nitro.
saying.
To kind
Absolute backwards shit. Absolute backwards shit with the
The
MCU, man.
Fantastic Four Nitro. That's what I was hoping.
of be not Chadwick Boseman, T'Challa.
T'Challa, yeah.
T'Challa was being positioned to kind of be that next face of the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman and their incorrect decision to kill off T'Challa, it's left them scrambling as to
Big
who
time.
kind of represents the identity of the MCU. It ain't Hawkeye.
No.
It
But
it
they but
ain't
they
Loki.
But here's the thing. Well, it could have been Loki too. That's not a crazy thing to say. Loki is a very popular character.
Very well
They had the
loved.
TV show, and then at the ending of the second season, they benched him. So
Yeah.
this is the thing, right? Like to say who's the face of the MCU is stupid because the MCU has so many fucking characters that could be the face of the MCU. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the MCU has so many fucking characters that they
Yeah.
shouldn't have this problem. The problem is they don't fucking know what to do. They could have
Here's.
had.
You want to know a fact? When the Avengers
It's
movie comes
insane,
out,
bro.
the face of the MCU won't matter. They still make a lot of money.
Namor crying in the corner. He fumbling. Shuri.
That's funny.
Bro, that's crazy.
It doesn't matter who the face of the MCU is because when the Avengers movie comes out, it doesn't really matter. It's gonna make money. It's gonna be a
I
lot of
mean,
cast.
I keep going back to Marvel Rivals because this makes the most amount of sense. Look how many fucking characters are in that game that
Yeah,
are massively popular that are still in the MCU. There's no
yeah,
fucking excuse. There's absolutely no fucking
I
excuse. There's
agree.
even characters that haven't even been introduced that are popular, right?
I don't think Loki could
So
have worked as a movie. Nonsense, TJ.
I think Loki could have been a movie, but I don't know. I think they the thing is, all these Marvel shows could have been a movie. Like they remember the biggest criticism of these shows was they're too short. They basically are like 6 hour movies, right? Like you could have easily cut them down and it would have never made a difference. Like there wasn't a lot of like TV writing where it was like a lot of character work and all that
No,
stuff.
no.
It
They
was
said
very movie like.
yes. They even admitted to that the Disney Plus Marvel shows were not written like how TV shows written or streaming TV shows written. They
Right.
were written like a movie.
Right. And that
They
was a big problem with them.
and they said they were changing that style of how they make Disney Plus shows now for going forward. I
Right.
think like last year they said they're changing that direction. I'll tell you why Agatha got made. That song. That song.
Yeah, the song
That
for
song.
sure.
Because that look, the show was fine. Actually, like I'm not one of those people who said the show was great because I don't think it was a great show. I think it was a fine, decent, good show, but not a great show. I actually thought I'm gonna be one of those. I'm gonna be a hard take. Hard. I'm gonna be one of those people who say I think the second half it kind of fallen a bit. Even though there's some good
Mm,
episodes in the second half, but I do think it fallen a bit. But but if it wasn't for that song, I don't know if it would get made. Because that song is really good. That song was actually really good. I like that song. Agatha all along.
It ain't Sam. Maybe it could be Chris Hemsworth if they course correct
we
coming out
haven't
of Love
had
and Thunder.
Thor
Maybe it
in
could be Chris
freaking
Hemsworth.
3 years now.
It could have
That's
been.
a dumb fucking comparison. We haven't had
It,
Thor in 3 years.
it could have been. He's right though. It could have been Thor, but you're right. It hasn't been 3 years. And
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I'm saying. It could be any character
yeah.
because the characters are so popular. The characters haven't appeared, so how could they be the face of the MCU? Like Thor's kind of like people have forgotten about Thor at this point, and Thor: Love and Thunder wasn't even a beloved movie. You know what I mean? Like
No, it was
I Thor's
horrible.
still a beloved character for sure, but like let's be honest, Thor's not making
Yeah,
all these different cameos and shit
people
to
are
be
not
a
shitting
face of
on
the MCU.
people are not shitting on Chris Hemsworth for Thor. They're shitting how Thor is
No,
written. Like Taika,
yeah,
we're shitting on. They're Taika Waititi. That's what they're shitting on. The
yeah, they
director.
are. Yeah,
Maybe. But so the whole idea, the selling thing of this of Sam now not just making a good movie, but
I'm
Sam
gonna say this: you're a huge Guardians fan, but I think the loss of James Gunn is gonna hurt Guardians going forward in the future. Blinded.
I mean, yeah, because well, I mean, he's the identity behind that movie, right?
Yeah,
But I mean, also we haven't heard them. I mean, they said Star-Lord's going to return. They have
they did say
Rocket
that.
Raccoon as a the leader of the current Guardians of the Galaxy.
Groot,
We
Warlock.
know that they're going to be making a Nova TV show, which by the way, some of the rumors for the Nova casting I do like. Honestly, I
Ooh.
do think it should be Jonathan Bailey
Oh,
as Richard Rider. I kind of like that idea that
oh, they're going to Richard Rider. Good.
yeah.
Jonathan Bailey.
Um yeah, I kind of I think that's pretty good if they do. But
Well,
but
that's
that
2 years
show's
away,
not gonna
right?
That's not more. It's more. They said it might be like 4 to
Yeah.
5 years away.
Then it's here's the thing: don't announce things that are going to be 4 or 5 years away. That's stupid.
Yeah, that is stupid. But Nova again, that's another character. Why haven't they been introducing the MCU? But again, it's like they've been introducing so many characters where I guess that's understandable. But Nova should have been a character introduced a very long time ago. Like we're talking like phase 2, that character should have been like hinted at. You know what I mean? Like, but James Gunn didn't like Richard Rider. That's the only reason why we never got him.
And he
James Gunn himself said
and
that.
the Russos decided to have the Thanos destroy the Nova Corps too in Infinity War off screen.
Yeah. But yeah, well, to save on time. But yeah, they
Yeah.
could have. I think they could have established them there, right? Because the Nova Corps in the MCU didn't have powers.
No,
So yeah, we yeah, they would have to figure out something to explain them, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff that
Him
they just I don't know. They didn't really explore. They
being
didn't have
kind of the
anything to
main
explore.
yeah,
figure of the Avengers, the main figure of the MCU. It ain't him. I don't know who on the MCU roster it could be, other than maybe Chris Hemsworth. I don't think it can be Doctor Strange. I don't think it can be Hawkeye. I don't think it could be.
I don't know
I don't know,
why it
but that's
couldn't
a
be
problem
Doctor
that they
Strange.
have. It's not a problem that this movie caused.
I think
I
it's
don't I
people.
don't know why it couldn't be I don't agree with what he's saying here. I just don't.
I think we need to see more of Doctor Strange. I like him. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. Doctor Strange. Good casting. I mean, that casting went through hell. Like
Mhm.
they were struggling with that casting. Remember, Benedict Cumberbatch was not. Usually, Marvel. Usually, when you have an actor in mind for their casting for the role for the character they want, they usually get them right.
Mhm.
Well, Doctor Strange is a different story, right? Like Doctor Strange was Walking Phoenix.
Yeah,
Because
and then he didn't want to do it, so
he doesn't do sequels. He does 10 years later. He does a
and he
Joker.
didn't want to do green screen too.
Hmm?
He didn't want to work with green screen. He doesn't do green screen.
Well, yeah. Marvel's all about. I mean, comic book movies is gonna be all about mostly green screen most of the time.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like it's not like Captain America: Brave New World caused this problem. This is a problem that the MCU is facing, but this ain't the answer. This character isn't the answer to be that.
Well,
A very
you-
strong presence in it, yes, but the
Mhm.
leader of it, the linchpin, the face of it,
Okay.
no.
But he's Captain America though. That's another thing
Yeah.
too that I don't agree with. He's Captain America. Like if you want to bring back Steve Rogers, I guess. But like this is another thing too that I kind of wish people would get over. Can we just get recasts? Like I never understood why people are like this character is the definitive version and therefore we can't recast the character. Like we had James Bond, different versions of James Bond. We have different versions of Batman and Superman. Why in the hell can't we have a different Tony Stark? Why can't we have a different Steve Rogers?
Yeah.
That was another thing too.
Just because the actor looks different doesn't mean it's not canon, right? It's canon. Like they've done it before. Like there's been recast in the MCU before. They're just
Yeah, like they only
Roldy,
were
man.
they only did this because Chris Evans wasn't going to continue playing Captain America forever, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, Roll
I
Machine
mean,
is the
and
most
I'm
famous
pretty
one.
sure Tom Holland is not going to be playing Spider-Man forever. Let's be honest. Like he may say
Like
he
guy,
might, but I doubt it. I really doubt he would.
to- Tom Holland's thinking about retirement in 10 years already. This guy's talking about retirement already. Like, you're too young to think about retirement. You're not even. I think he's just like 30 right now or something. Might be just under 30.
He's not even 30.
So he should
He's not
stop
even
thinking
30.
about retirement right now. If you know what, if you're thinking about retirement right now at that age, fucking retire already, right?
He's probably going to have kids that soon. That's probably why
Yeah,
he's
he
saying
should work
that.
with kids.
And on top of that too, I don't think
The
he
guy with kids.
gets a lot of work, but
He's been getting
I
a lot
mean,
of
but
work
he's in
lately.
but now he's in the Christopher Nolan movie, so I mean, I don't know why you would retire after that.
I'm just saying, retire. If you're starting to retire, just retire already. Because at this age, if you're talking about retirement in your 20s or early 30s, just fucking retire, please. Just do it. I know he's not.
I
'Cause
think they should. I think they honestly, if they want the continuity to continue, and people still like the characters, they're gonna have to.
Is this guy? Is
They're
this
gonna
guy gonna
have to
do?
recast these characters.
Don't do. If you're gonna do 3 more movies, Tom Holland, don't make it all college years, please. I don't want to go through the high school years, college year, and the adult years. Like, can we like at least one movie is a college year, and then like he's out of college is second in the 5th movie? Like, I don't want to go through so many sagas with this guy with Spider-Man because
Mhm.
we did it with the first one. His first 3 movies. I don't want to be like 4 movies 4 Spider-Man movies. Each year it's a different year of college. Freshman year, Spider-Man freshman year, or sophomore year. I don't want each movie to be based on it. I don't want to be all through college years. I think. How about this? The next Spider-Man movie is ready in his sophomore. He's ready in his junior or senior year or something like that. Don't have him start his freshman year. What do you think, Blind? This not
I
do what they
mean,
did in high school.
I don't know. Yeah, I
Come
did
on,
hear
that's
that
a
he had
myth.
a mental. I think didn't he say he was like an alcoholic or something? He had like some issues with drinking. But I mean, like, I don't know. I think like first off, another thing that we said too was that Marvel, like, they seemed like they didn't have a writer's room. I never understood that. They need to have a writer's room that writes out a Bible. That's what they need to do.
And out
Plot
loud.
out
Yeah.
what's going on. If you're gonna tackle like with the X-Men, the this is the thing. Like people are like, oh, well, the X-Men is gonna save them. If they're still doing the same shit, they're just going to fuck up the X-Men too. It doesn't matter what
No.
fucking characters they do, the
I
structure
don't
is
even know
wrong.
what your plan with the X-Men because like the executive producer Dave Moore like mentioned, yeah, it's just fluid right now. I'm like, what's that mean? To me, it sounds like they have no idea, no plan.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a rumor saying they're gonna have the X-Men out by 2027,
Bullshit.
which is way too soon.
Which
That's way
I
too
don't
soon.
believe that. I don't believe that for a second. I don't anymore. I don't believe it's coming. I think it's coming out the multiverse. I think we might get some X-Men. It might be introduced in 2027 Secret Wars or whatever, but I don't think we're getting a movie to X-Men. Then.
I think if Marvel's
No,
stupid,
it's
they
not.
would.
And I think we're good.
Oh,
Which I mean, they are stupid, so I think they are going to.
I think we're looking forward to some really good storytelling. I'm hoping in Thunderbolts, but there again, they are promoted as the B team. They're promoted as the not Avengers. Avengers not available. So you're still not going to get that answer there, and it's not Bucky.
Well,
No, and the answer is also not Bucky.
Well,
oh, you're gonna
Jonathan,
upset the.
you're just wait until you see the movie. I don't know why he's saying that.
And you're gonna upset the
I don't know.
Bucky's
He's
dad.
not cluing in, but they
Here's
are
the
the
thing.
Avengers.
Here's the thing. The Wanda has huge like a fan base, a huge stand base. I'll say a stand base. Bucky has that too. You don't want to trigger Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky. I mean, that's probably why they put him in Thunderbolts, because that
Yeah,
movie would have flopped if they didn't have a character that people liked.
an established character for some time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They teased that Miss Marvel's a mutant, and
and did nothing with it. Yeah, I know.
yeah. Okay, you know what I should have done? You know what should have done? You know, Captain Rambo went to X-Men universe. It should have been. It should
Oh,
have been
that's
Miss
another
Marvel.
thing too. Are they going to fucking explain? Holy
Yeah,
shit!
it should have been Miss Marvel instead because Miss Marvel was the one with the supposed mutant gene, right? She could have got an explanation about like be in that universe, right? Or something like
I
that.
guess I don't know if. Well, the thing is, Monica is like that. Like I don't know. I think honestly, if Brie Larson doesn't want to be Captain Marvel anymore, it should just be Monica anyway, because Monica was Captain Marvel for quite some time. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure she's in. I don't think she's in the first Secret Wars, but I think she's definitely in the second one. Right. But like Monica is a character that easily could just be Captain Marvel. And I think it would probably go over a little bit better. Like I prefer Monica as Captain Marvel. I
Oh
don't
wow!
think Carol is
And
Carol.
she's
Carol honestly is not a good character in the
and
MCU.
she
I don't
and then
like her.
the actress journey wouldn't cause a firestorm like Brie Larson has done. Like
No. Yeah. I think Monica would be a better suit for Captain Marvel anyway, but I don't know if they are planning to do that or what's going on. Like, you didn't even really get her like costume, right? She got like this makeshift bullshit costume in the Marvels, but I don't know. She was the only good part in the Marvels, in my opinion. I did not like Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is really annoying. I also don't know what they're gonna do with Miss Marvel because now in the comics she's like an X-Man, but she's also still an Inhuman, and like that's just all fucking nonsense to me. I don't know. I don't know if there's another character like that. I'm trying to think. I think something with Quicksilver. Something happened with Quicksilver where he was like associated with the Inhumans. I don't remember, but I know for sure Miss Marvel is a mutant and an Inhuman, which doesn't even make sense. I don't know why they fucking did that.
How she's like a mix of both.
Yeah, she's
By the way,
both. Yeah.
only one of our live chatter, Only Morale says, "Don't do that, John. When the movie ended, Sam was a great Captain America. No, he wasn't. You know what he was? He was a great Sam Wilson. Sam Wilson.
Stupid.
Um, John, you're missing a point. You're missing a point of what Captain America is supposed to be. You're missing the point, buddy.
Wilson has always been a great character in the MCU.
Captain America is not defined. Captain America is not a person himself. Captain America is a mantle. John. John, you say you know Can't believe college. You say you know comics. But that, right, Blind? Captain America is not a person.
He is
It's
a
a man.
mantle. Like I was saying that there's been more people as Captain America
Yeah.
in the comics over the years, just because it's like, yeah, there was the whole retcon of like Steve Rogers was still around, but they wanted to have him in the ice so then he can return for the Avengers. So
Yeah.
it's like they had to do a lot of like weird retconning and shit with Captain America. But I mean, I don't know. Like I wasn't like I said, I was not a big fan of Sam Wilson being Captain America because I felt like, okay, why doesn't he take the serum? This is also something that I still feel like they kind of like jokingly talk about in the movie, like where it's like, oh yeah, you don't need the serum, right? You just need to keep going, right? But then it's like in the middle of the battle, he's like, yeah, I should have just taken the serum. And then you're like, why doesn't the movie just end with him taking the serum? Because the shit that they establish in Falcon and the Soldier was dumb anyway. I don't even agree with that. All that shit. That was
Mhm.
like the whole like, oh yeah, Captain America represents this bullshit ideology and it's an abusive fucking or what would you call it? Like it's a not abusive, but like it has this dirty history, right? But it's like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but like Steve didn't know about any of this shit, right? I don't even think he had fucking time to
No,
even
he
fucking know about any of this shit.
no,
And it
he
probably wouldn't even surprise him because look at what Hydra was doing, right? So I don't think it would shock him at all. It would have been like, oh yeah, this is par for the course, right?
because Steve fought in World War II, right, with the Allies, with the Americans, right. But
Mhm.
as he obviously when he wakes up from being frozen in the modern times and stuff like that, he sees what's happened over time. He's like, what? How can the government or whatever be corrupted this way? Like, I was just fighting for for the country against the enemies, especially Hydra, because Hydra infiltrated Shield in Winter Soldier, if you remember. Like,
Mhm.
it kind of like broke him. It broke him, right? Because remember, he fought with the Americans and the Allies against the Nazis. 50, 60 years later, it's not the same. It's not the same world anymore,
Mhm.
right? Right?
And even Black Panther has his own serum. Yeah, I don't understand the whole why.
No,
He should just take the serum. Like that's really it. Like um, but I
Has
mean,
always
like
had a place in
but I just don't agree with what John's saying here. It's like I don't think in the movie he was like not a good character. You know what I mean? Like he was pretty likable. Like you're like, oh yeah, I could see how it could be a really cool Captain America.
yeah,
But I also feel like he just needs more time for people to really get used to him. I think that's really what the issue is. It's not so much he's a bad Captain America. We just haven't seen him. Like in all honesty, it's like if this movie was good, 100% people would be like, "Oh yeah, I actually like the character now."
yeah,
100% they would. You know what I mean? That's how easy it would be, but obviously making a good movie is hard, right? Like
yes.
yeah, it's just unfortunate. I also think
the
they
MCU.
man, there's so much shit to talk about with this movie, man.
will continue to. I get excited seeing Sam Wilson on screen. But all this movie did was establish Sam Wilson's a great character, but he's not Captain America. Bucky would not have been Captain America. Bucky's a great character.
Tell us why he's not Captain America.
I love Bucky. Can't wait to see
what makes Captain America, John.
him in Thunderbolt.
Guarantee you won't say. Guarantee you won't say. Here's the thing: when people say this, explain why. Explain why. No, I debate with people about Batman. About people say Batman's not a mantle. I explain why I don't think he's a mantle. Right, Blinded? Like all the time. Explain why. The thing with John Campea, he doesn't explain stuff. He doesn't say why. Why?
I'm excited to see Bucky on screen again. But he wouldn't have been a good Captain America because there is only one.
I don't think. Here's the thing. There's no way in hell they would have made. I don't even think that's the case. Well, first off, I don't even think Bucky was a good Captain America.
He wouldn't want to be Captain America.
But also, Bucky, I think, is more unique as the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Like like in the comic, he felt really awkward as Captain America. Something just didn't work with him being Captain America. So, and that's the reason why I assume they never did it again, is because he's just weird. It's something about his weird. And it's not the history, it's just the character. I just don't think really, I don't know, he doesn't feel Captain America-y. Like, you know what I mean? Like Captain America's like very stuck with his morals, right? Where the Winter Soldier is not that character. Like you know what I mean? Like I think the Winter Soldier works more as a morally gray character, where he's like not an anti-hero per se, but he kind of is. He's kind of like Red Hood. You know what I mean? Like he has that vibe to him. It's just that again, there's not really a lot of stories with the Winter Soldier. Like they keep putting him on the Thunderbolts and doing all weird shit in the comics with him recently. But overall, I would say like I don't know, they need to. And I mean, he was with Black Widow. That's another thing too. They never really explored in the MCU.
I don't know how he could be one for Senate or governor, whatever he is running for, and be the Winter Soldier. I don't think it works. He probably won't work with Thunderbolt, so probably have to give it up.
In America, in the MCU. I know there's everybody out there. Oh, John, he's comic books. Comic books are the comic books. The movies are the movies.
No, yes, they're separate, but the point still stands. Oh my God.
Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of today's Cash.
Awful.
Oh,
by the
terrible.
Way,
I do like
now, ironically, but
the Falcon Kid. He was pretty good to me. Like he made me laugh a few times.
Falcon Kid. What's the Falcon's kid's name again? Torres? Joaquin?
Joaquin, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Torres, right? That was his last name, right?
Yes. Yeah, which by the way, that character has like mutated wings in the comics, so but yeah, here he's just kind of like
John
Falcon, like regular Falcon.
John Campea makes a good MCU villain. John Campea would be like, no, he's not talented to be Calculator from DC. He'd be like, what's a good villain he'd be comparable to John Campea? He'd be one of those joke villains. You know what?
Mojo,
yeah, Mojo. Mojo.
And as far as the Sam Wilson thing, that character, whether he's Captain America, Sam Wilson, whatever, I can see this character lead.
If I was in that room, I would ask, what makes Captain America the Campea?
His moral grounding, which again, I think that's missing in the movie. Where in the Winter Soldier, like the thing is, in the last two Captain America movies, they put him in a position where he's kind of like forced to defend stuff that is like questionable. You know what I mean?
I guarantee you, if Blinded, right? You know, Anthony Mackie's character did not trust Thunderbolt Ross in this movie about putting with the Avengers because of all their history. I guarantee Steve Rogers would feel the same way. Don't you think? You feel the same way.
Hold on. Oh shit! I died.
Don't you think you feel the same way? Don't you think, guys? You feel the same way.
Say that again. Hold on. Say that again. Sorry.
You don't remember when he in the beginning when President Ford, I was gonna say President Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, not the president. And I was not gonna say the president Gerald Ford. I was gonna about Harrison Ford. But when Wasp invited Sam Wilson over, right? And they want to put their past history behind and want to start the Avengers. Of course, Sam Wilson would have, not trustworthy thoughts. He would have Crescents. He'd be on his guard. Steve Rogers would probably feel the exact same way. Because Steve Rogers was against the Soviet Accords, the very thing President Ross brought forward, right?
Hmm. Well, I mean, he even mentions in the movie that Thunderbolt Ross locked him up in the raft, right? In Civil War.
He was in the raft because you saw him in the raft because and if I remember correctly, Civil War. When Tony Stark found out who was manipulating the whole thing, right? When Barry Zemo, he went to the raft and he confronted Sam Wilson in his prison cell in the raft. You remember?
Hmm.
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, I mean, they could have played that up more. I think another thing is the Chuds. They're all making fun of the movie. They're like, Sam Wilson's not Captain America, blah blah blah. But what would have made the movie interesting is to explore that aspect of him not being Steve Rogers, because Thunderbolt Ross says to him when he's like, "Oh, let me investigate, let me do this to prove Isaiah Bradley's innocent." He tells
Yeah.
him, "You're not Steve Rogers." But there's never an exploration of like, what does that really mean? You know what I mean? Like, what separates Sam from Steve? But why can he still be Captain America? I wish the movie explored that. That would have been something
Oh, I
interesting
can see some
to
people not on the
explore.
judge. I can see people on the left insinuating that's racist.
I think it's because it's just a hollow, empty comment, but it's a comment where it's like, why would he even say that to begin with? Like, why would I mean, the thing is, like, look at Across the Spider-Verse, where they kind of explore that idea of, like, again, Miles Morales is not Peter Parker, so why should he be Spider-Man? I know people would be like, "Oh, that's offensive," right? The people who are like, "We Miles Morales is Spider-Man," right? But I do think they kind of, in some ways, should justify why there's two versions of a character with a mantle simultaneously running around.
Yeah.
I think that should be justified, because if you can't, then why does Peter still need to be Spider-Man? Why can't it just be Miles, right? What actually separates the characters, you know what I mean? I think that would have been something interesting to explore. What makes Sam Wilson his own Captain America? And I think that's
In
why
the
John
Avengers.
has
That's
this
I think
problem.
where
I can't at all.
Yeah. Sorry.
me and you differ. Like I
Yeah.
actually could see the
I don't see
him
the sidekick that
leading.
everybody
May-
outranks
right.
being now the leader of the
But-
Avengers. I just
but-
don't see it.
maybe not being the face of the actual in the lunchbox, but in the movie terms, like I
He
can
can't get what he wants to say out. Like,
see him leading the Avengers or directing them to do this or do that.
I can
in
see
order-
him. I'm sort of in the middle of you two. Well, now I am actually in the
Because
middle
you
of
saw it
two.
as well last night.
Yeah, and I actually enjoyed it. And the whole time I'm like, okay, this is nowhere near the bottom three. Now, I
not
actually
even the bottom 5, but whatever.
like the first act leading up to the White House. I felt like the pacing of it was good, and it was getting a good political
the pacing
thriller,
of the first act wasn't bad.
a very good
actually,
political
yeah.
thriller pacing to it, where I was feeling rising tension. But I agree, it was like everything had to be explained. Just so you guys know where we're going, this is where we're going, this is what we're doing. Like, yeah, that got a little silly,
Yeah.
and whatever. But honestly, even some of the best MCU
His face is still red.
His face is always red. He is the Red Hulk.
He's the Red Hulk.
films have exposition where I'm like,
But he's the Red Hulk by
okay,
himself, so calm. I guess behind the scenes he's not. Maybe we have to expose him. Anybody know mind control? Like how the leader did stuff? Did this stuff?
whatever.
Fucked up
I
there.
do feel like he is in a position to be an Avenger and assemble the Avengers. But I agree with John that I don't think he leads the Avengers, but I think he's great at assembling the Avengers if that's what's going to happen.
By the way, you know what? I forgot one of the other positives about the movie. You know what the MVP of the movie was for me? Isaiah.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Isaiah-
awesome.
Like seriously, I thought he was the MVP of the movie.
that
Oh, Red Hulk?
He's not.
in the
He's not
middle,
in a
and-
lot. Oh, Red Hulk's in the
Isaiah.
middle. Sorry, I ruined your joke
No,
there.
no, the Jonathan guys, Red Hawk. I was asking Red Crescents.
Yeah, because
Red
he's like,
Hawk.
who are these two dorks? Or is he talking about us?
Man is
No, I'm
huge.
joking.
Even
Isaiah was good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he was pretty good. He's not in the movie a lot, but he's pretty good. I mean, he was a pretty good character in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's kind of a shame we never got to see a flashback of him as Captain America, right? Like that was something I wish they kind of did. Because it's like Isaiah Bradley again. It's not like this character was like, just like some like people just had like a discussion on him in the comics. It's like no,
Oh,
Isaiah Bradley had his own like little mini series where we saw him as Captain America. So kind of a missed opportunity, but
yeah.
though he didn't have a lot of screen time in it, I like the Isaiah character in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
I got really connected to him in this movie, even though he doesn't have a large role to play in it and stuff like
He was
that.
great.
I
Not a large role, but a very important role.
hope
no,
they keep
yeah.
Isaiah
Right. Remember, small roles could be important in any film or TV shows.
around in the
But the thing
MCU.
is,
I
like
really do, because I like that
thing is,
character a
like,
lot.
Mhm.
There's something about the way
thing
he
that
carries
made him
himself
interesting in the movie though was the fact that he was so against a lot of the stuff in terms of like, oh, I don't want to be associated with the government, I don't want to do all this stuff, but Sam Wilson was like, we're trying to like move forward and like
Yeah.
put your best foot forward, you know what I mean, like to forget the past and all that stuff, which I mean, yeah, in terms of his character and when he went through, you would think, yeah, he wouldn't want to do that, and he was hesitant, right? And he was like, like almost in fucking tears when he got fucking arrested again, because it's like, I didn't fucking do this, right? Like, I
Hmm.
don't want to go back to fucking jail. So it's like, yeah, you do feel bad. That was actually a good hook for the movie, right? It's like, okay, why is Sam Wilson suiting up, and why is he opposing Ross? And it's like, yeah, because he's standing up for someone who was wronged for so
Wrongfully.
many years. Yeah, for so many
Yeah.
years,
Like
right?
Captain America would. Like Steve Rogers would.
Yeah, I get, and that's something nobody's talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
and the way he talks and just his warmth and his pain at the same time.
Yeah.
All like it's when Harrison Ford's character Thunder Ross said, "You're no Steve Rogers." I know Anthony Mackie's character, like obviously someone else would not reply it back, but if I was him, I would have said, "I know Steve Rogers. You don't."
mm,
You know, and I
mhm,
mean, like I know what, like in a sense that I know what he's real. I know what he's like.
right.
I, I just every time he was on screen, I just kind of lit up a little bit.
And I think in terms of this room, I totally agree with that Rotten Tomato score. I could see it going
The
either way
51?
for just half and half.
Yeah,
There's gonna be some people that had liked it.
Because
and
I'll
some
tell
people
you, I am
like a
part of the
60, to be
one.
honest.
It's not gonna. I don't think it's ever gonna get to 60. The
No,
critics.
it's not going to. But
It's
I
gonna stay
think
at 50.
like if it was like a solid 60, like I feel like that would be a better representation of the movie. It's like it's not
Yeah,
a terrible movie, but
usually
it's
want
definitely
tomatoes
not the
or
greatest.
usually want tomatoes after 2 or 3 days. It's gonna stay in that range.
Mhm.
Never really Never really goes up. It may go up by 1 or 2%. That's it, right? Like that's how it traditionally goes on Rotten Tomatoes.
Over or like the half that like so in a world of thumbs down or thumbs up,
Because
I
you
am
don't see a dramatic rise or fall with Rotten Tomatoes scores after 3 or 4 days after a movie or a TV show comes out. You don't see that.
Mhm.
You may see like a small, like 1 or 2%, but not like a 10, 15, you know? You don't see that.
Mhm.
am giving it a thumbs up and go see it for yourself. If I was like giving it a scale, it's nowhere near the top 10, top 20 of MCU films. It's obviously in the bottom half of all MCU films, but I was not, like John said, I was not like coming out of it like Craven, like
Yeah.
offended, you know?
And that's
Craven was
a lot of the
offensive.
problem is, would I go see it
Oh,
again?
Delgado.
I'm not sure. I enjoyed but
I'd
the
watch it
movies-
again. I wouldn't go see it again.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I'd watch it again.
Okay,
Again,
so-
Watch it again, but we'll go see it. Okay, so you watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I guess that's what I mean.
But see, I'm with you on that in the sense that I think the 50% thing is very accurate because I could totally see why a lot of other people saw it the way I did.
I want to go on tomorrow's show and look back at this 50% thing and then look at the audience score and see what he can say about the audience score. Why it's 80%. I want to see why he thinks the audience likes it at 80%. Because I hate the, like I said, just hate the idea. Like I hate the idea. You always gotta look at the critic score, and the graphic points this out. Like the critic score is like the be all end all. Look at the audience
No, it's
score
not.
too. Yeah, look at the audience score. Campea, you're not gonna listen to this, but tomorrow on your Campea show, talk about the audience score 80, 79, 80%. Why? Why do you think the audience score is much higher? Give us a reason. Give us reasons, please.
Did, but they just slightly go a little bit more into the favorable and say, okay, I liked it. I go a little bit more slightly this way with the other half of people and go, I didn't really like it. It's right there in the middle. Again, really representative of kind of how the MCU has been as a whole. Now, I do want to point this out, though.
Yeah.
This movie and Daredevil are the last remnants of the Bob Chapek era.
Exactly.
Now, because remember, the cameras started, they were already well into pre-production. This movie started.
I don't think it matters, Suze. It doesn't matter. I don't think it's matter if it's Chapek or not Chapek. Chapek doesn't affect the quality.
But you know, Campy, he's got to suck off Bob Iger.
Yeah, he doesn't like Chapek. He loves Iger. And I hope Campea.
Yeah.
I mean, every since Campea exposed lately his videos.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like all phase one. Yeah, it's a 60.
Well, Campea, if Thunderbolt sucks, are you gonna blame drop Bob Chapek too?
Yeah, well, Isaiah Bradley replaced the old Cap role. That was also actually, now that I think about it too, that was another thing I'm kind of like surprised they didn't put in the movie was what happened to Steve Rogers. Well, like again, it's like we never got an answer to where he was.
Home.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I just laughed at
The
you.
rolling
Chapek
cameras only a
catching
couple of
strays.
months after Bob
I know somehow Chapek gets dragged into this, even though it's been like what 2 years now
I think
since
it's
he
been
hasn't
3
been in.
years. Yeah. I think
Yeah,
it's
2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, bruh.
Chapek left, right? So the movie was already set. They were already well into pre-production, all that kind of stuff. And then it was later that Kevin Feige was able to go, okay,
Yeah, but Kevin Feige still is still the one that goes up suggests as the director, these writers. Like, okay. let's see
Yeah,
if he
like
is-
Kevin Feige is more at fault than Bob Chapek. Let's be honest.
Yeah, you know how much power Feige has?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
I was-
the Bob Chapek has nothing to do with the creative aspect of this movie, right? Like I don't even know why that's even being brought up.
Okay, if Thunderbolts is bad, we gotta see a Thunderbolts review because if Thunderbolts is bad, you can't use that Chapek.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too, yeah. But if Thunderbolts is not good, that's also not good for Marvel. Like if it has another rotten score, very bad.
we need
Very
to redo
bad.
this.
Exactly.
By the
Yeah.
way, how bad was this movie before they did the reshoots?
Oh,
We'll never know.
Going off your point, that scares me a little bit. Trepidation about Daredevil because that was
that's the other
also
thing. But again, Kevin Feige was able to go
Yeah.
back to the drawing board with Daredevil,
yeah, but
basically
they
start
went-
from scratch.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
hearing what he's
Now,
saying?
do I think
It's like they didn't start from scratch. I'll give them that. But they tried to retroactively fix this movie
Yeah.
and it failed.
Yes.
Right. So I don't know if them going back and redoing Daredevil is going to be good. I honestly, it could just be what happens if Daredevil is bad and they really just fixed it by adding fan service, right? Like by not killing the characters people liked. Like you know what I mean? Like who
Yeah.
knows? Who actually knows what's going on? So I don't know. I don't think that's a great comparison, but you know.
think that the mediocrity to poorness of Captain America Brave New World is a bad omen for Marvel moving forward? No.
For sure.
Because
I agree with
thankfully
What?
we have
You said
the
no?
next three.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it is a bad omen. You don't. If this movie was at a 60 or a 70, I think that would be way better for Marvel in the long run. You know what I mean? Because all these YouTubers could say whatever they want, but if the general public was like, "Hey, this movie wasn't as bad as people were saying it was," that's way better than
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like some people want all these movies to be fucking like bangers. That's fucking impossible. Like I'm telling you right now, I that's straight up impossible. I don't think we should be aiming for everything a fucking banger. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
if we get like two bangers, you know what I mean? That's good, right? If we get a decent movie and then we get two bangers, that's way better than three
Yeah.
bangers in a row. You know what I mean? Because three bangers in a row is impossible to even get. Like you got to think about what kind of level they're operating to even do that. They would have to get really good talent. These movies would have to have good scripts. We know that the MCU
And
struggles with locking down their scripts.
yeah.
And to be honest, I'm gonna say this. This is gonna be
And
controversial. Hold on, wait. I want to say this. I think like James Gunn saying all this stuff about locking down scripts and all that stuff. I think that may see a new problem with blockbuster movies of locking down a script. I think it's going to present a different problem where it's like, okay, you're going to lock down a script, but now you don't have all these movies in production, and you're
mhm.
supposed to be making all these movies, two movies a year for DC, right? So we'll see how that plays out. But the thing is, these movies are always in flux, and it is hard to have a finalized script when you know what I mean? It makes it more flexible to have an open script because then you could change things and all that stuff. And let's be honest, when people say, "Oh, that's a bad idea," then how come you like all the other Marvel movies that came out? Because
He
the
likes
first Iron Man did that, the
he likes
Avengers did that.
he likes Man of Steel. Okay, so there's
I'm just saying, like the counter
yeah,
argument is Marvel has operated on this.
very different.
And I think if they just made less movies, it wouldn't be a problem. They have too many fucking movies, and Kevin Feige, he's busy. He's gotta fucking oversee everything. You know what I mean? Like every shit.
Yeah,
That
Understand
was
my
a
thing.
weird
If you wanted to be
sentence.
somebody who says, I'm not going to watch your show because you're saying things I don't agree with, then go find somebody that only says things you agree with.
I mean, we don't
Because
even.
I'm not going to be it. And quite frankly, I don't want somebody here. Even if you say to me, I watch you every day because I agree with everything you say, then I'm going to say, then don't watch my show. Because if you're only watching me because I'm saying things you agree with, that's not the kind of
Uh,
community I want to have. So
is this a W take from Campea? This is kind of a W take here because I'm pretty sure Grace Randolph feels the total opposite. I think she wants all her fucking fans to agree with her. So I kind of agree with this take from Campia. It's like, yeah, I think it's stupid to watch someone and be like, I have to agree with them ever so often. Obviously, I don't. I think John is a little bit weird. That's why I don't like John. His takes are kind of
not like
bland,
Grace though.
but
Grace is weird,
no, no,
much
Grace
weirder.
is definitely weirder. Yeah, for sure. But damn, I didn't get that Captain America fuck. But but yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think you need to agree. It's like friendship too. I never understood why people need to have friends that always agree with them. I think that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like you want friends that kind of would push
I mean,
back
yes, man.
on, yeah, you know what I mean? Like we disagree on stuff. We don't always agree on everything, but most of the time we're in the middle. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
usually how it's going to be, right? You disagree on some things, you agree on other things, but overall, we're in the middle. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I don't know. I kind of like this take from him because fuck Grace Randolph. But yeah,
I feel this is a shot at Grace Randolph.
you'll probably be happy watching something else.
Yeah, I mean,
you should
because
probably go away.
even between the cast that we have here, we don't always agree. That's the whole point. It's a discourse. So yeah.
well,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, with that all being said, is this a road bump? Yeah, I think Captain America: Brave New World is a road bump. But yeah, again, we said this last week, right? I said I've never gotten the sense from Marvel that they're particularly excited about this movie. And I said I can't quantify that. That's just gut feeling, all that kind of stuff. And I remember I brought that up and Rob said the exact same thing. Like, I've never gotten the sense from Marvel. Like, you get the sense they're very
Do you want to know
excited
why?
about Thunderbolts. You get the sense that they're very excited.
Why?
Because Ant-Man scared them.
Oh yeah, they love that man. They did.
Because they thought Ant-Man was like their best movie. Internally, they thought Ant-Man
They
was their
admitted
best
that
movie.
too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
About Fantastic Four. You get the sense that they've got a growing excitement about Daredevil, but I've never gotten the sense from them that they've been particularly excited for Captain America Brave New World.
I think they're excited for Thunderbolts because they did release like 2 trailers really, really closely together. And did the trailer to Super Bowl.
And now that I've seen it, I kind of get why.
So in your opinion, you would say like people can skip this movie? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, there is absolutely nothing. See, there's two when talking about an MCU movie, there's 2 different criteria for saying if you think you should skip it. Number 1 is the overall quality of the movie, and number 2 is, are you going to understand what's going on in the MCU if you don't watch this movie? Okay. On the sense of, can you skip this movie on the terms of the quality of it? Yes, you can skip this movie. If you're interested in the movie, by all means, go to see it.
Yeah, go see it.
Yeah, 100% by all means. But if you're going to come to me and ask me, do you think I could skip this movie based on its quality? Then my answer to you would be, yes, I feel this is one you can skip.
But the people are gonna say that though, are not
On terms
really
of
diehard MCU fans, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like those are people who are like
Can you-
casually watching, saying that.
yeah.
It's like a diehard
You skip
MCU
it.
fan is gonna go even if it is shit. You know what I mean? Like we saw.
We
I
did.
mean, I haven't gone yet because
But
the
you-
fucking
yeah.
snowstorm. I had to, but I still fucking pirated it to watch it. You know what I mean? And I'm still gonna at least go to see it just because I
And
did.
maybe Tuesday, Wednesday is probably better for you.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
be
think-
busy. I'm gonna be seeing it at the end of the month because yeah, the snowstorm fucked things up.
Yeah.
Or are you going to be missing out on something important in the MCU? I would say you can definitely skip it.
Not really. They do imply an after credit scene, but I hate that too. I hate when they have to. I hate when the MCU is forcing you to see the movie because of post credit scenes like that, setting up the next big event.
Oh, they did technically say you don't need to see all of them anymore. They did say that.
They did say that, but most of that's a lie, in my opinion.
I think they said that to give themselves some room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they don't want
But this-
people to be complaining that all these movies are shit and they're forced to watch them, even though technically
I think,
they're not forced to.
but I think with this movie, despite the quality of it, I think Campea is wrong because of the post credit scene. That post credit scene is big. It's big. It's a big post credit scene.
Well, the post not really. I mean, the post credit scene is just stuff we already knew.
Yeah, but it kind of just adds some more invaders. Come. I just question how does a fucking leader know? I guess technically he could see it from a No Way Home. He could see that technically.
On that term, right? By the way, on that term, I think you can skip Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I think if all you're asking me is, in terms of being able to keep up to date with what's going on in the MCU, can I skip Deadpool and Wolverine? I would say,
100%.
yeah, you can.
But it's been like that for quite
But you
some
absolutely
time.
Yeah. Yep.
shouldn't skip it based on the first criteria
Yeah,
about it
right.
being a really good movie.
Yeah, but if you're a Marvel fan, I think you should watch it because, like this room, you're gonna either like it or not like it, and you know what's wrong with.
But you gotta be careful because if you're gonna watch movies and you haven't seen something before and you explain something in a movie that's happened in a previous movie or TV show, people might be confused. You gotta be careful. I found the Marvels did that. Well, actually, no, I'll say this: the Marvels did not do that because most of the people that probably saw the Marvels probably saw Miss Marvel and WandaVision. I changed what I'm saying.
Right.
You gotta be careful, though. You gotta be careful. Okay. Because in the comics, they have blurbs. And I tell you, this happened, this issue, this happened, this issue, right? It's
figuring that out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and again, do I regret seeing it? No, I don't regret seeing it.
No.
But did I feel coming out of the theater like that was time well spent? Again,
no.
you're going to hear from others who will feel differently, like Ray, and that's great. Me personally,
You had a good time.
I felt like I could have spent my time doing
Also,
something better.
another thing too.
Yeah, you have to go. You
Ron.
have to wait. You have to wait 30 seconds to say that. Just say no.
Another thing is though, there isn't a lot of movies out right now. So it's like if you really want to go to the movie and just watch a movie that's just like, I don't know, an action-packed movie and maybe not the best, but like just something just to go
Yeah, you
out.
can see that
If you
dog.
can, I mean, because there's in like look at our area, we got snowed in, right? But I
Yeah.
mean, if you do want to do that, yeah, I mean, there's not really much shit going on, right? So it kind of makes some sense.
You can see that dog
Um,
movie. Whatever that's
yeah.
called. Dog Cop? What is it called? I don't know what's it called. That dog movie.
Yeah, like this is definitely like a Tuesday movie you would see, right? Like this is
Yeah.
not a full price movie by any means, but I don't know. Again, I don't think it's as
Me and
bad
mine were
as people are
audibly
saying.
going,
No.
like,
And there are moments, right?
Okay, I don't need to, I gotta end this. Yeah.
Oh shit, it's 9.
That's
Oh damn, we're gonna end it already.
Yeah. Go over 2 hours. It's snowing. We're blind. It's been snowing all day.
Yeah, it is really snow now.
And
But
then, you know what? I say it's blind. I actually think the snowstorm
Okay,
contributed
MVP.
to the box office. Contribute to the box office this film.
yeah, I would
Okay?
say so. Because I mean, like, yeah, most people are. Yeah, if you go in stores right now, shit is empty. Like
I'll tell you,
nobody's
when
outside.
I went to Thursday afternoon film, 4 o'clock. Kids and teenagers, because schools were canceled.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, if there was school was open, there would not be kids and teenagers. It would make less money. I mean, I don't know how much
Well,
one
I think it's making less money. That's what I would say because of the snow.
possibly.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, Thursday was bad. Today was also bad. I just
It
think
was horrible
this is
today.
not like a
I don't know.
great weekend to go to the
I don't
movies.
know why I went out for 10 minutes today. I was trying to see if I could get a drink of something like drink, and all the stores I went to were closed. I'm like, fuck, I'm coming back home. I'm not going out. I'm not going.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
no,
went
I'm
to
like,
the store. I got some drinks.
you know what's the worst? When you're walking in major snow, pile up of snow, you get tired so quick
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, there's so much snow on the ground. It's
Oh.
insane.
I mean, you get out. It feels like you're out of shape walking in snow for 5 minutes in. It feels like you're out of shape walking on a pile of snow because
Yeah.
you're like stepping. It's like hard, right? It's like when you're stepping. It's like you're stepping on a sidewalk. It's like sidewalk is soft. It's hard, but like you're not stepping on a sidewalk hard. On snow, pile of snow on the sidewalk, you're stepping on snow really really hard, and it feels like you're putting a lot of strength walking on snow, and you get tired quickly. Power walking on snow,
Mhm.
it sucks. It sucks. I'm like, oh, when I got back home 10 minutes later, I was like dead tired. I'm like, fuck, what
Yeah.
did I do to my body? I was like, felt like I was out of shape. All right, Blind, thank you for coming on. Do
No
something
problem.
Tuesday. Do something Tuesday. Um, next, oh yeah, we're gonna do Spider-Man this week, obviously.
Yeah.
Because of the last 2 episodes of the season 1. And, yeah, that's our plan for this week. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment below.